So she graduated her 8th grade at Perspectives IIT Math and Science Academy.
But it was also around this age in her early teens where KI was dragged into the streets and the gangbanging lifestyle. The images from around that time...
How old is it at 8th grade? You like what? 8th grade, was you like 13, bro? 14? Nah, yeah, you like 13, 14 years old, maybe 15. That's crazy, man.
The next thing you know, according to her mother, she was arrested for shooting a gun and wound up going into the juvenile justice system, and she essentially never really was a full-time student again.
Think about this, y'all. Think about this. They say she was good 8th grade year, but when she became a freshman, she was thugging. She was tweaking. So you telling me during summer break and what, a 2.5 month span, her whole life changed like that? Now she thugging in the streets. That's crazy, bro. Imagine. What it is, YouTube, man? Back with another little video today, and today we got us something crazy. You already know we always busting the hand with the Chicago vids, you feel what I'm saying? But we gonna see how Shawty became the infamous killer KI. If y'all know who Shawty is, he was the Chicago demon, female demon. We gonna see this video talk about. Before we start though, like the video, share, subscribe to the channel, smash that bell. We gonna see how she became a demon, bro. Let's get to the business, bro.
Gakirah Barnes, aka KI, was born on January the 21st, 1997 in the south side of Chicago. Gakirah comes from a popular family in drill history, as many might know her half-brother, FBG Butter, often referred to as KI's twin due to their almost identical looks. Now, Butter has gone on to become a media personality in his own right, as well as having been a rapper, with him in recent years going viral on many different platforms, creating unmissable moments where he retold classic stories from his past in the streets of Chicago, including one crazy story where he had allegedly beaten up infamous O-Block rapper King Von on the bus back in the day.
Well, what was the situation that happened between you and King Von on the school bus?
He got into it with one of the guys at school. I guess they was in that shooting dice or whatever. Folks just told him like, shit, when wait till we get out of school, I'm gonna have my little homie scratch you out. So when I came on the bus, folks like, man, whoop him, Butter. I'm like, man, Butter tweaking, but Broski said whoop you, so I had to whoop him.
KI also had another brother nicknamed GI or G.I. Joe, and another brother named PT from a different area called Tay-Town, all of whom were gang affiliated and deep in the streets, likely normalizing the criminal lifestyle in her household growing up. KI, much like countless other children in Chicago, was exposed to the extreme violence within the city during her infancy. In fact, her father was actually murdered before she'd even made it to 12 months old. Gakirah shared an image of her father holding her as a baby, commenting, "I know I'd be better if you were in my life." A heartbreaking sentiment when considering the tragedies that would unfold in KI's life in the following years. But following her father's death, KI managed to persevere and grow into a sweet and funny school graduate who was very popular and had a keen interest in music.
Her mom said she was a smart kid. She was kind of shy, even timid, some people said. I talked to people at the school who said it took a while for her to warm up to her classmates and to her teachers, but she had some initial discipline problems at the beginning and she got suspended. But after that, she was a good student, they said. So she graduated her 8th grade at Perspectives IIT Math and Science Academy.
But it was also around this age in her early teens where KI was dragged into the streets and the gangbanging lifestyle. The images from around that time...
How old is it at 8th grade? You like what? 8th grade, was you like 13, bro? 14? Nah, yeah, you like 13, 14 years old, maybe 15. That's crazy, man. Throwing in the streets, bro. Throwing in Battle Royale.
A clear depiction that Gakirah's whole life had changed due to her extreme change in her appearance. From a seemingly innocent school graduate to a gang-rapping delinquent. She was often seen throwing up gang signs and dissing rival sets that were the opposition to her area, 63rd and St. Lawrence. Like here, Gakirah can be seen throwing up the rakes, representing her membership of the Gangster Disciples, as well as dropping Ys or displaying a Y upside down to diss opposing hoods such as TYMB, who were close to SDL's enemies O-Block around the 2010s. This change in her lifestyle began to affect her education and family environment. After the 8th grade, Gakirah's school performance began to drop, with her regularly missing classes and taking issue with authority, even catching her first criminal case around this time for discharging a firearm. But thankfully, she was found not guilty after a witness who picked her out in a lineup curiously changed their story, likely due to pressures from other members of her STL gang.
In Science Academy, she went back there for her freshman year and things just did not work out. She had a really spotty attendance record, and the next thing you know, according to her mother, she was arrested for shooting a gun and wound up going into the juvenile justice system, and she essentially never really was a full-time student again.
Think about this, y'all. Think about this. They say she was good 8th grade year, but when she became a freshman, she was thugging. She was tweaking. So you telling me during summer break and what, a 2.5 month span, her whole life changed like that? Now she thugging in the streets. That's crazy, bro. Imagine, like, as a parent, like, you think you're doing everything right. Next thing you know, the streets get to your kid and Now your kid thugging, bro. Like, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. Like, bro, that's wild, bro. I ain't even gonna lie.
K.I. clearly had picked up a fascination with guns and crime, which ultimately went on to become a pattern of behavior, judging by her gallery of mugshots online. According to Gakirah's mother, at around age 12, she started to hang out with a different crowd, and she began to notice a change in Gakirah from her attitude, appearance, and even the music she was interested in.
I want to say maybe at about age 12, I started seeing like a change, you know what I'm saying? Change in appearance, change in the group she was hanging with.
Specifically, she'd been hanging around with the Flyboy Gang, or FBG Collective, from STL or St. Lawrence Avenue, and she would later appear in music videos such as this one for the track Murder, being depicted in the video as a frontrunner for the gang, masked up and clutching a pistol. STL, which refers to the St. Lawrence Avenue, and have also been referred to as the St. Lawrence Boys, is a gangster disciple set located around 63rd and St. Lawrence Avenue, hence the nickname STL. This crew's only a short walk away from their mortal enemies, based in the infamous Parkway Gardens, nowadays referred to as O Block, the famous housing complex and Black Disciple affiliated gang set that produce icons in the drill music scene like Chief Keef and King Von, and also being famous for their deadly feud with St. Lawrence. Now, STL is also known for its close alignment to the nearby Eberhard Avenue, which reps the name EBT, with this group sometimes being collectively referred to as STL.
Bro, like, look how close y'all is to each other, bro. Like, that you can literally walk outside down the street to your house and your ops is gonna be right there, bro. Like, wow,
EBT.
bro.
Both sets are closely linked up and often unite as one, as seen in an old clip where K.I. claims she's from STL but is posted up on EBT.
I'm from STL, but I be posted on EBT, bitch.
The street politics in Chicago's South Side are both incredibly complicated, with beefs and alliances being handed down from generation to generation, as the Black Disciples and Gangster Disciples had a deadly feud that goes back decades. But also, the beef in modern-day Chicago, in many ways, is very simple, as if you're from O Block or 64th, you'd likely just hate anybody from STL EBT or 63rd, and simply being from the wrong street could ultimately have you marked for death if you run into the opposition. And vice versa, if you catch one of your enemies, you're playing the deadly game of gang violence in Chicago, you may well be forced to kill or be killed in a split second. And sadly, K.I. was deep into this dynamic and ultimately found herself in the same lifestyle that likely resulted in her father's murder, repeating the same family cycle. Gakirah's mother Chantel even mentions how she would attempt to get K.I. locked up or have her sent to mental institutions, hoping to put a stop to her behavior and gangster tendencies, but she would explain that the system can only do so much.
So you telling me her mom was trying to help her, bro, and she did not want help? Like, she wanted to be in the streets thugging and her mom really tried to help her, bro? That's crazy, bro. A lot, you see, and this is something that just blows my mind, because like 99.999% of the people in the streets are there because they ain't got nobody and they don't know no better and they ain't got no help. But like, with y'all really got somebody on your side that's really trying to help you and they want to see the best for you, bro. Take their advice, bro. Listen to them, bro, because they done lived the life that you done lived already. You feel what I'm saying? So like, just listen to them, bro, especially if they older, bro. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like,
when she reached the age of 14, K.I.'s mother believed that she was too far gone and essentially left it in the Lord's hands. At just age 14, her own mother had given up hope for Gakirah due to the lifestyle choices she was making at the time.
12, so you know, I used to do stuff like try and get her locked up, take her down to Heart Grove mental institution, keep her for 30 days, you know, try and do stuff like that. You know, then it kind of got to the point, because you know the system only can help you so much if they haven't actually done nothing. So kind of like at say like 14, 15, it kind of started getting real rowdy type, like, you know what I'm saying, where you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna say I let her go, but
you had no choice.
I just kind of stayed prayed up and kind of put it in the Lord's hand. But at the same time, she was a child that was coming home every night, so I would talk to her, you know, mention like, hey, this going on in the streets, this, that, and the other, you know. And when she got to about that age, I want to say like 15-ish or so, that's when she got that I don't give a fuck attitude.
That teenager attitude.
At such an impressionable age, for a young girl to be surrounded by pretty much all male gang members, this would obviously have a massive impact on Gakirah. potentially spawning issues with her gender identity and sexual orientation. Perhaps she was trying to find a new way to fit in with the male-dominated gang lifestyle she'd found herself in. As her mother explains in one interview, Ki actually begun dressing like a boy and had started dating females. This is something her mother didn't necessarily agree with, but ultimately chose to accept it out of love for her child.
When she was, dressed like a boy, put on, or whatever, or start messing with females, I was like, oh, okay, so you trying to go this route, you know what I'm saying? I ain't knock her, for nothing she did. I ain't condone none of it neither. But if your child come to you and say, hey, I want to be this or that, you still gonna love that child.
For sure.
You gonna try and guide them the right way, but you still gonna love them no matter what they turn out to be.
In fact, it would seem like over the course of her life, Ki was bisexual and actually dated both male and females. Ki actually had a very interesting love life. When assessing her social media presence, we can see that she was romantically involved with several notable gang members. Somehow, Ki seemed to have been associated with some of the most popular gangs and gangsters in Chicago, either through alleged murders, friendships, or even as a love interest. Interestingly, members from both sides of the war. She would even date Modell McCambry when she was around 13 years old. Modell was a member of STL and was famously gunned down by King Von, which is an eerie signal of foreshadowing considering what would happen years later. But in June 2010, Modell made several posts detailing his breakup from Gakirah, explaining how he was so heartbroken over the situation, even claiming that Gakirah was his everything and calling her his potential wife. Gakirah would also date another member from
You beta male simp.
STL called Tutu, who she was very close with, which we'll get into a little bit later. But interestingly enough, Ki also dated a known shooter from the other side, McAdoo from 600, who was actually very close to O-Block, and STL would have definitely considered him and 600 mortal enemies. Pictures of the two would surface together online, with Mac and Ki appearing together and posing for the camera like a couple. Then, just a few years later, McAdoo would end up being considered one of the deadliest members from that very gang 600 that rivals Ki's. Now, you can go and check out my 6-hour video on his gang 600 if you want to learn the whole story. But anyway, nothing more can really be found about that relationship. But what it does show is that before being involved in a deadly street war, these so-called shooters were once just innocent kids having fun and going about their lives. Sadly, in just a few years, street politics would make them mortal enemies. These once partners would likely try and kill each other anytime they had the chance. Now, Ki's story is really a one-of-a-kind considering her gender. Being a so-called shooter as a female has spawned many debates online, specifically in the r/Chiracology subreddit, where users were absolutely dumbfounded at the prospect of a female gangster. But many comments seem to agree that Ki was different from the average female gangster. The Chicago Sun-Times actually posted an article on Ki after her story rose to fame in the mid-2010s. In the article, they actually discussed the unusual role that Ki played in the STL sets, as it's not unheard of for females to be involved in street gangs, often carrying out tasks like hiding weapons, setting up rivals, maybe even being an accomplice in planning murders. But Ki was different. By all accounts, she was a certified shooter for the gang, putting herself in the firing line and even allegedly committing first-hand murders on their opposition. Gakirah was given the street name Ki as an abbreviation of her government name, but she was also given the nickname Lil Snoop due to her likeness in appearance and temperament to the female hitter in HBO's series The Wire. No doubt her tough persona and deadliness in the streets likely convinced many people she was indeed a real-life Snoop. By being the only female in her clique, it's likely that Ki would go even harder with her antics, almost to prove a point that she should be considered as cold-blooded as any other member, regardless of her gender. Ki was 10 toes deep in these gang feuds, and during a short stint of activity, she would suffer many losses of her close friends, which led her on a spree of revenge and hatred against STL's rivals.
Y'all crazy, bro. Y'all here crazy, bro. I ain't even gonna lie, y'all here crazy, bro. Cause I don't get it, bro. You was on the right path, and then summer break came, and you turned to a demon, bro. Like, what the fuck? I already know she was one of them shooters you don't play with, you feel what I'm saying? But like, god damn, that's crazy, bro. How she really became a demon, bro. I'm really shocked. I did not know that about her, bro. I don't even know what to say, bro. Like, what the fuck? You feel me, bro? Y'all, let me know what y'all feel about this, man. Innocent girl, not innocent, but a shawty that turned to a demon, bro. I just can't believe that, bro. And like, we already know, like, women, they act out of emotions, bro. No disrespect to any woman that's watching this video, but like, women act out of emotions, bro. So like, for you to be out here catching bodies and carrying on like that, and it's not bothering you or nothing, it's crazy, bro. Like, I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all feel about this video, though. Like the video, share, subscribe to the channel, smash that bell. It's on with y'all, man.